Okay, let me go back to what you were talking about, which was that, you know, somebody gets accused in this country, and it sticks. We have that kind of society where if somebody says something, and I really think Bill Clinton is now the Richard Jewell of the penis.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I think that there's, no matter what happens and whatever happens in the courts and about the perjury issue, which is a separate issue entirely, I think the legacy of his presidency will be about the president that couldn't keep it zipped.
And also, there are things that have been put out in the public, and you were talking today, and I've been guilty of the same thing, of talking as if it's fact, and it's not fact, that he has a bent penis.
Yeah.
Everyone, no, I'm not joking.
Oh, wasn't that Michael Jackson?
All right, but no. Here is the president that said, which way is it bent?
Nobody...
Was that left or right? Wrong direction. Sorry, not me.
Yeah, but everybody makes those jokes, and everybody, because that was out in the press world, that he had distinguishing characteristics, and it came out that it was this Peyronie syndrome.
Really?
What?
You've made a real study of this, haven't you?
I haven't made a study of this. You haven't heard this?
I hadn't.
You hadn't heard that the president has a bent penis?
No.
How many in the audience have heard the president has a bent penis? Okay. I mean,
I'm just lucky, I guess.
Yeah, but...
The biggest problem is that the president has an opportunity
Lots of them.
to come out and deny the charges if, in fact, they aren't true. He hasn't done that. He sends his people out, and they either...
Deny what charges are you talking about?
The charges that have been brought by Paula Jones.
He denied Paula Jones.
He said it never happened.
He said he never had sex with Monica Lewinsky. He said that's called a denial when I said I never did it. So what do you want him to do beyond that?
Well, he said, I never had sexual relations with that woman, as he pounded the desk when he talked about Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah,
that sent me to my dictionary
to
look up sexual relations,
to admit it a certain way.
That's not, that's not the kind of sex we were talking about here. And he has never denied that.
What?
The dictionary defines sexual relations as sexual intercourse.
Which dictionary, by the way?
Well, that's because so many men don't
I want to know.
that.
I want to know the dictionary that defines words by two words. Sexual relations. I believe the word sexual is in there. I believe the word relations is in there.
This is a president who uses words very cleverly to make us believe sometimes things that he that aren't necessarily.
And you know what? I admire a man when asked a question he shouldn't have been asked to use words cleverly, because that's the proper response. The proper response is, but when you're president, you can't say that. The proper response is none of your business.
Oh, wait.
So what do you expect him to do?
That's what I would have preferred as an answer, you know. Yeah, but like, what's he going to say? He asked him, well, what do you think of France? He's going to say, I think they're a bunch of self-centered cowards.
Right.
Yeah, that's what the President of the United States is going to say.
Right. They're rude. They don't shave. They smell under the arms. No, he's
not going to say that.
You know.
Not only that, the whole question is like, I always thought this, once Kenneth Starr got into the president's pants, it was clearly entrapment. It was clearly entrapment, you know. Let's say Raquel and I were having a lovely little dalliance in the back before the show started.
Dream on, rock star.
And we say, well, I told her to deny it, you know, which is why she's acting like this now. But the point is, you know, if you do something sensible, say like, well, you're not going to talk about this to everybody, you know, because then we'd have all these questions answered, and somebody might say, yeah. Well, what happens when somebody says, when at some point after that, you're indicted by a grand jury, and then you have to answer the question, and we'll say, well, did the president ever tell you not to talk about this? Well, that was perjury. It wasn't perjury when he told her not to talk about it. It became perjury when the grand jury started looking into it.
Right. And
well, but the whole reason that we're really talking about this is not because any of us care about whether he said anything to Monica Lewinsky and whether he really had all these dalliances or not. I think that what it turned out to be is a kind of prototype, because he is the president and he's not, you know, just another guy. That it somehow, you know, sets a certain moral standard that is pretty low, and most people don't feel comfortable about that. So we talk about it a lot because we want to try to find out where our own, you know, what we would really do in these kind of situations and what it really means to us. Because it just seems that if he's guilty of any of this stuff, which he very well may be, he's very indiscreet. And
Yes.
and why is it
He's
that? But you know, I start to think
Well, I
about.
heard him
He's a
talking
big
about
man
it.
with big
No,
appetite.
But I started to wonder.
I heard him bragging
I started
about
to
it.
wonder why none of the other presidents of this country, who very possibly, and we know for sure, some of them did
Yep.
have a lot of, you know,
Indiscretion.
infidelities,
Yep.
and they didn't. They did so in a way that it wasn't such an embarrassment to the
Oh,
first lady
that's
and
bull.
to the.
If we-
Because
the
nobody
press
else
never
after
reported
that.
it before.
Right.
The press
that's
was in
lying.
the press was
because
more
of
discreet.
of this whole sexual harassment thing, which gives them the license to drag him onto the carpet. Before it didn't
Right.
exist.
We've never crossed
So nobody
the
could
line.
come up and say, "Oh,
forgive
he's
me, I
into
have
my
to take a
pants."
commercial,
Get a
and
lighthouse
she's
for a
my fantasy in my studio. You keep it to yourself. We'll be right back. Between individuals. That's all it said. Sexual activity between individuals.
Different than my dictionary.
You're watching
I
AB.
don't believe their stories either. I don't believe his story. I don't believe their stories. I don't believe they walked into the office, said, "Can I have a job?" And he said, "Come in the closet," and he drops his pants.
Just
like that.
What about Kathleen?
I don't believe he invites someone up to his hotel room and just drops his pants without another word, you know? I believe that these women, first of all, flirted with him. They enjoyed his company. They may have kissed him. They may have snuggled with him. They may have done any number of things that they thought were acceptable. Then it got to the point where it wasn't acceptable. And rather than just
They
saying
may have
no,
given a campaign donation and
Yeah.
really gotten on his good
yeah,
side.
something like that. But as you said, rather than just saying no and acting like a grown-up about it, they had to take it out into the public forum.
Well, that's a problem with a sexual harassment situation entirely, because what it gives is it gives all women, any woman, no matter how, you know, many IQ points she has and how, you know, ill-advised she may be, the ammunition to blackmail somebody or destroy their reputation, to hold them up to public ridicule, to destroy their personal life, their professional life, everything about them. This is, I mean, you can do this. All you have to do is make the accusation. Now, I don't know, because Bill looks to me, he was dragging this kind of garbage in with him, you know, in the primary, so I'm a little worried about Bill.
Yeah, we voted for him anyway.
Yeah, but we voted for him anyway. That's the deal we made with this guy. The thing is that it gives everybody, all these women, a license. If they don't like you for any reason, they can just accuse you of this. And this is a
Right.
terrible
Right,
thing, because
but-
they can totally destroy your reputation. The other point I wanted to make is that in today's world, we can wait for the courts and the law, but I don't think many people have much respect for the court system anymore. And most people are tried in the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
And that is really what happens.
Right, but you have to understand, in the case of Paula Jones, she did not come forward voluntarily. She was
Yes,
publicly...
she
No,
did.
she didn't.
Somebody
No,
wrote
she was
Paula
caught.
in a magazine.
No.
Nobody would have put Paula together.
David Brock out
Right.
Paula. David Brock just published an open letter apologizing to the
Right,
president for the story.
Yes. So
Well,
He
I mean,
apologized for the story. He said
you know
the people
what?
I interviewed
The
were
writers that did
incredible.
the exact-
I wrote a story based
Paula
on
Jones
incredible
did
evidence.
all of this to get a makeover.
The-
I have to take a commercial. We'll come back.